Welcome back. It's been a while. My name is Umayega Oluwatosin, and on the channel today, I am going to show you how to draft a basic bodice block that sits perfectly well on your body. And if this is your first time or stopping by, kindly leave a comment, like, and share our video. And if this is a tutorial you are interested in, please keep on watching. These are the materials you'll be needing for this tutorial: your pattern paper, pencil, cleaner, ruler, and ample curve. The first thing you want to do is to come down from the edge of your pattern paper by 1 or 2 inches. This is known as the top line. After marking the 2 inches line, you're going to go across this point. Yes, you're going to roll across this point and label this line the top line, and this is where all your vertical measurement is going to be taken from. Now place the staple on the top line, which is also known as the shoulder line, and mark your bust point line. Mine is 11, my waistline is 18, and my hip line is 26. So I'm marking 11, 18, and 26. So after marking this point, you're going to go across your mark points. Now the first line you see me drawing is my hip line, the next line is my waistline, and the next line is my bust point line. After marking and rolling these lines, the next thing you want to do is to label the line. The first line I labeled as the shoulder line, my bust point, my waistline, and my hip line. Now we need our chest line. From the bust point line, you're going to go up by 2 inches. Yes, you heard me right. Go up by 2 inches. Now I'm just going up by 2 inches to get the chest line. Now after marking the 2 inches point, I'm going to go across this line. Okay, after rolling, you label this line as the chest line. The next thing you want to do from this point is to divide your shoulder measurement by 2 and mark. Mine is 8 inches. The next thing you mark is your neck width. I'm using 3 by 3.5. Whatever you mark as your neck width, you're going to add half inches for the neck depth. So what I have here is 3 by 3.5. Next, you want to come down 1 inch from where your shoulder measurement is stopping. Okay, 1 inch, and you're going to rule a line to meet that point. Now I'm going to measure what I have from my shoulder point to my neck point and mark it on this line. Okay, remember half of my shoulder is 8. I'm going to minus half an inch on the chest line to get the armhole slant. Yes, now I'm going to measure what I have. This, find the midpoint and come in by half an inch. On the chest line, I'm going to measure quarter of my bust measurement and mark. This is going to help us draft the armhole. Just take your time. The first thing I did was draft a slant line towards the shoulder point, and then use the curved part of the pattern to draft the armhole. Now that we have our armhole in place, the next thing is to divide your nipple to nipple measurements and mark from the center front of your paper. Okay, after rolling this line, this is going to be our dart line. Where your dart is top is 2 inches above the hip line. And as for the dart, I'm going to measure quarter of my waist on the waistline. Then I'm going to mark quarter of my hip on the hip line. Then I'm going to add 1.25 of an inch for that because I'm of a medium size. If you are size 8 and size 10, you're going to use half inch for your dart. But if you are of a medium size, you're going to use 0.625. That's half and 1/8 for that. So I'm making sure that I added my 1.25. Then the next thing I did was draft a side seam. Please don't slant the side seam. I will later end up clearing it and using the curved part of the roller, because the body is not slant, it is curved. Okay, I have a perfect point for drafting that side. So this is the front part of our pattern. You can see it is ready. we have no trouble with it. Now let me tell you, the pattern I'm drafting have no boss darts. Pay attention, it has no boss darts. Now let's draft our back pattern. Remember, the back waist is different from the front waist. So now I'm going to mark 1 inches away from the shoulder line. Okay, this is where the back top line or shoulder line is going to start from. Now the next thing I'm going to do is going to mark 8 inches, and I'm going to come down 1 inches from that 8 inches point. My neck depth is 3 by 1 inch. Yes, 3 by 1 inch. The back waist is shorter than the front waist. Now the next thing I did was repeat the same step, mark 5 inches. Here is the shoulder minus half an inch to get the shoulder slant. Now watch what I'm doing here. I'm going to mark half of what we have here, find the midpoint, and then mark quarter of my bust measurement on the chest line and draft the armhole. We did not go in by 0.5. On the waistline, I repeat what I did at the front. I added 1¼ I added 1¼ to 1/4 of my waist, and for the hip I repeat the same thing. The next thing I did was mark my that line as well. Okay, connect the size seam. Okay, and then the dart line. Now I'm going to construct my dart, which is 0.625 on both sides, not half an inch. If you are of a size 6 and size 8 to size 10, you can work with half an inch. I'm not a size 6, size 8 or size 10, so I'm working with 0.625. Okay, now the next thing you want to do, I want to make sure that I have my back neck from my waist to my nip. So I noticed that I still have like 1 inches left in the pattern, so I'm going to remove it as that. Now on the chest line, on both sides of the chest line, I went up and down 0.25. I put the same thing on the waistline. Now we are going to draft a dart, okay, like this. Now let's close our dart and we trace our new dart. Okay, now you're going to slash through the waistline and close the new darts. Okay, you place it on top of each other like so, and you close it with your masking tape or your I said masking tape, your paper tape. You put the same thing for the chest line as well. Okay, I'm just going to retrace my waist darts. Okay, 1, 2. Now on the chest line, I'm going to repeat the same thing because we have a dart there. Okay, you close this dart as well. Now the next thing you want to do, you want to come in from your waistline by half an inch and go up from the hip line by 2 inches. This help you construct your pattern in such a way that it sits where on the back, because the back is not straight, it is slant. Yes, it is slant. Okay, this is what we have at the end of the day. Thanks for staying with me throughout the video. Please don't forget to like, share and leave a comment, and this is what you're going to have at the end of the day. Please, if you try this pattern, please tag us, send us some video, and we are going to post it. Thank you. Bye.